Morning, everyone. Anthony Taylor here, managing partner at SME Strategy. We're a business consulting and strategy company. I just wanted to share an interesting story with you as part of some insights on what's going on in the world of business. So, for those of you up in Canada, you may have noticed that Earls had said last week that they were going to move to a different supplier of beef, an American supplier of beef, to presumably get more ethical treatment of animals. There's a few reasons they might have done this. Maybe they wanted to use it as a PR angle. Maybe it was cheaper because of economies of scale from the U.S. Or a variety of other reasons. What ended up happening was Canadian consumers and Canadian farmers basically said, what are you guys doing? And boycotted the brand pretty heavily over the course of a week, to the point where Earls was forced into or highly recommended to change back to getting Canadian suppliers and upping their standards. So from a strategic planning process, Earls went through and said, well, okay, why are we going to do this? So there's a few reasons why they might have done this. And the methodology we use here at SME Strategy, we start with the vision of the organization. Where are you trying to go, and what is that ideal place in the future? The mission, how they actually provide what they provide, and in this case, a high world-class restaurant experience, what have you. And then they had some goals that they were working on, and so one of them might have been to create differentiation in the marketplace. The other one could have been lower pure costs, or just have a better marketing play. So what ended up happening in the process is that the bargaining power of customers ended up actually affecting how they do business. So as they went through this planning process, if they actually did, they might have underestimated the bargaining power of customers, that how they would be affected. So they're in a very, very competitive industry. And so they said, okay, well, we have to do something to create a differentiation. But because of the power of the customers, they ended up having to change their process, and then their original strategy isn't going to work. So what they could have done is gone through the risk identification process, and basically risks mean uncertainty. So if they had gone through this process and identified what might happen if we change our supplier from American or Canadian supplier to an American supplier for our Canadian beef, they might not have thought that the likelihood of it happening was very high, but the impact was obviously very high. So they could have done some things to mitigate it, and maybe their mitigation plan was in fact to just switch back with sort of no harm, no foul done. But the interesting part about this is that consumers were actively able to affect how this business operated. So as we move into the future of marketing, I think the bargaining power of consumers and their ability to actually affect business decisions is going to get stronger and stronger, especially with things like social media and what have you. So before 10, 15 years ago, you might not have necessarily been able to voice your displeasure with a brand, but on kudos to Earls for actually listening to their customers and then realizing what they had done and how it would affect their business at the end of the day. So if you're looking to go through the strategic planning process with your team, to avoid mistakes like this, or to at least identify and mitigate risks, then please call us at SME Strategy, and we're happy to chat with you and see what conversations we can have about the future of your business and what you can do in the present to affect it and to be successful. I look forward to sharing with you again, and have an amazing day. Take care.